In the 6th episode of The Bad Batch, the clones compete with Trace and Rafa from Season 7 of the Clone Wars to retrieve the data from a tactical droid. They wind up working together and Hunter gives the sisters the data they need at the end. Then they contact someone. We don't know who, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Who seems likely and who do I think it is? So let's start by talking about what we know for sure. We know their contact is male because of the line, "Patch him through, R7. We also know they're working against the Empire and fighting for a better galaxy. Trace says our contact needed that information to fight back against the Empire. They're trying to help people and make things better. And we know what their right shoulder looks like, and that's about it. Except, we also know whoever this person is likely has a connection to Ahsoka or Rex, or is Rex himself. Trace and Rafa were seen with R7A7, Ahsoka's astromech droid from the Clone Wars. The last we saw of him, he was blasted, and then on board the Venator Star Destroyer Tribunal when it crashed, but Rex salvaged his remains. According to the Ahsoka novel, she and Rex parted ways after Order 66, but I honestly don't know how much we can count on book and comic content to make guesses for this series, the way it's been changing details from things like the Kanan comic. But I imagine E.K. Johnston, who wrote the novel, probably got notes from Lucasfilm and Dave Filoni on Ahsoka's fate in the time after Revenge of the Sith. And by the end of that book, she is working with Bail Organa as the agent known as Fulcrum. The novel is supposed to take place a year after Order 66, and that amount of time has definitely not passed in The Bad Batch, but I do think Ahsoka is involved here, considering we see not only R7, but Trace and Rafa as well. I think the timeline of the book will likely be shortened. All the events probably still happened. She met Bail off-screen and then started working as Fulcrum. And I do think it's Bail in the hologram in the episode. The over-the-shoulder tunic thing reminds me of his look in Revenge of the Sith. Trace and Rafa may not know Ahsoka is involved in all this. Bail could be their contact, offering them intel and support like R7 through the former Padawan. As an eventual founding member of the Rebel Alliance, I think it makes sense that he'd want tactical data on clones to start formulating battle plans. Of course, that's all going to go out the window when conscripted and volunteer stormtroopers become the norm, but still, hopefully we see something good come from this data. I also think it's possible their contact could be Rex. Rafa says, "Yeah, I've heard that before," when Hunter tells her they are different clones. So maybe she's run into someone like them already. Although she said that rather sarcastically. Still, maybe Rex and Ahsoka are working together at this point, and now that Rafa told her contact where to find the Bad Batch, he'll be able to track them down, and we know they find each other in the trailer. The last possibility I see is Saw Gerrera as the contact. I think that's unlikely because they probably would have used the animation model they already made for him, but I kinda like the idea that Ahsoka, Bail, Rex, and Saw are all working together. Saw was referred to with the Fulcrum title in the Clone Wars Season 7, which already did retcon a bit of the Ahsoka novel by the way, so maybe we're seeing the start of that Fulcrum group. Cassian Andor and Agent Kallus eventually used the name as well. I wouldn't mind seeing its origins on screen, especially with Andor coming next year. But yeah, my best guess for now is that we're seeing Bail Organa in that hologram, likely working with Ahsoka. The R7 connection, and the fact that someone knew and trusted the Martez sisters with a mission like this makes Ahsoka seem borderline obvious. That and the fact that this is a Dave Filoni show, so Ahsoka popping up feels inevitable. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for all our Bad Batch coverage, follow us on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.